Hello guys and welcome to the Surfing Connoisseur. This is my picks for the Ripco Neo Pro in Portugal in 2016. Hopefully you've already seen my break guide which went live about a week ago now, and hopefully you've already seen my dream team selection, which is my 8 best surfers for the Ripco Neo Pro in 2016. The dream team, if you will, is who you could choose if you weren't capped by salary and other restrictions. And I'll link them both below if you've not seen them, give you a bit of insight to help you pick your teams hopefully. But here's who I've ultimately gone for in my team. The first thing we need to look at in selecting your team and narrowing down who from the dream team you're going to choose is what the surf's going to be like. Let's jump over to Magic Seaweed to have a look at that now. As you can see, we have pretty consistent swell throughout the window, and as I can tell you, because this chart's not showing the wind is also pretty varying throughout. We have some stronger winds, we have some days when a lot of the time it's offshore, cross offshore, so hopefully we can get some days when we get some proper super tube offs where it's really barren and it's not off. But it's looking like as well at times the winds are going to be pretty strong and not dead offshore, so we may be looking at some days as well, like in previous years, when guys are going to the air and relying on turns as well as the barrel. So now we've got that down, we can start looking at what my surfers are to help you pick your team too. So I'm going to start as always with my team on the Surfer Mag version of Fantasy Surfer, which is the one that I played first and the one that I based my team on, and try and carry that across into my World Surf League version. Guys that are in my dream team I'll skip by because you guys can go below and click the dream team video after this video and see my reasons for selecting them and detailed in their previous form. But we have John Florence, Gabriel Medina, Julian Wilson, Josh Kerr, Kai Otten and Joel Parkinson, all who are in my dream team that I've been able to afford and transfer into my actual team. Then we have Kelly Slater, who I did say about putting a question mark over based on his previous results. Again, all the full details are in the previous video, but I've decided I'm going to keep him. I've got him at a pretty good price. I have him at 5,500 rather than 6,750, which for me, heading into the pipeline after this event, is something that I want to keep there. I think if I got him out and he does happen to have a good result, I probably couldn't afford to put him back in, which isn't a position I want to be in at pipeline. Then because I've spent so much money on the rest of my team, stacking out with guys from my dream team, I'm left with only the lowest value surfers that I can afford. I've gone for Frederico Moraes, probably said that wrong, who's won heats here in the past. Every time he's competed at Portugal as being as a wildcard, but every time he's competed at Portugal, he's won a heat or two. So for me, out of all the cheaper guys, he's the guy I'm going for. He made the quarterfinals actually in 2015, and then in 2013 he made round 3, which are pretty good wildcard heats. And this year's been such a good year for the wildcards, so that's why he's made my cut. So let's look over now on the World Surf League version, how that translates into there. On my tier 8, I've gone for John Florence and Gabriel Medina. I know they're going to be such highly selected surfers, but I just couldn't look away from them. And there are, to be fair, other good surfers at Portugal in that bracket. So if you're more brave than I am, I'm sure you could pick out some guys who aren't going to be selected as much and do quite well with those guys. But John and Gabby are not only surfing so well at the moment, but it's a break I'd expect them to perform well at, despite Gabriel Medina's previous pretty checkered history there. And the fact that John's had bad years too, I just can't look past them. Next up, tier B, I've gone for Joel Parkinson, Josh Kerr, Italo Ferreira and Keanu Singh. Whilst the top 2 guys are transferred over from my Fantasy Surfer on the Surfer Mag version, Italo Ferreira and Keanu Singh were wildcard selections in my Dream Team video, which is linked below, so if you want my reasons for that, check that video out. And rounding off my team in tier C, I've gone for Kai Otto and Frederic Moraes. Who knows? Sorry, Federico. As always guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I appreciate you coming back, and I appreciate the subscriptions. So sincerely thank you for that. It's been awesome doing these videos for this year. We obviously only have one more video for this year, which will be the pipeline event. So if you're interested in watching that, hit the sub button and I will see you then. Cheers guys.